Hi UPSC aspirants. In this video, I'm going to explain about the constitutional framework and the first topic, historical background, the company's rule 1773 to 1858. Come, let's go. In this video, I haven't added any colorful visuals as they can be distracting. Since we are here to study, I believe they are necessary. So, coming to the point, so you can pause the screen and read the content first. This will be helpful to understand yourself, and then you can hear this video. And the first is Britishers came to the India in 1608 as a traders in the form of East India Company. The topic in this content, I'll explain you in simple words. First, the British has arrived in India as a traders. Okay, they came into India as a traders in 1608. Before that, in 1600, Queen Elizabeth I granted a license. It is a trading license called as the Charter. The name of the license is called as Charter, and later on in 1765 the company granted, okay, it was got a diwani rights, that was a right over revenue, which means the tax collection, which means the britishers can collect tax under civil justice, okay, of for what, Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. Okay, this Diwani, which was granted by the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam. Okay, after the victory in Battle of Buxar 1764. After that, he won the battle in 1764. He gave the rights to the British East India Company in 1765. Okay, and then end of the company rule. The company rule came to an end when it was means 1857 May. The Sepoy Mutiny, the first war of independence, happened, and after that, in 1858, the British Crown, Queen of England, took direct control over the India, called as the Crown Rule. Okay, 1858 to 1947. This was explained in this para. And coming towards the next, on 15th August 1947, we got the independence, and on that time, the Constituent Assembly was formed on the purpose of writing the Constitution of India. The Indian Constitution was formed. Okay, the assembly members was formed on 1946, and the total work was completed on the before this, and it was implemented on January 26, 1950. And next, why this is important, why we want to study this. The purpose is many features of our constitution and political system came from the British rule. So studying this history helps us to understand how our system was built, how the Indian constitution was built. Okay, so coming to the first topic, the company rule 1773 to 1858. In next video we can see about the crown rule 1858 to 1947. Now, coming to the company rule, the first was the Regulating Act 1773. This act was the first step by the British government to control the East India Company, to control and regulate of affairs, which means the administration, okay, of the East India Company. And coming to the point, this made the Governor General, means Governor of Bengal, as the Governor General of Bengal, okay, and created four members to assist him. And the first Governor General of Bengal was Lord Warren Hastings, okay, and it established the Supreme Court of Calcutta. You can see in the next page, it established the um, Supreme Court of Calcutta at 1774. British government in England got more control over the East India Company. Okay, Court of Directors, which was a post created by them to report the revenue, civil affairs, and military affairs regularly to the British government. And coming to the next point, it was the Amending Act of 1781. This is also called as the Act of Settlement, passed to rectify the defects of the Regulating Act 1773. This was passed, okay, to rectify the defects, okay. Then jurisdiction of Supreme Court had authority over all people in Calcutta. It had to follow the personal laws of the people, like the Hindu law for Hindus and the Muslim law for the Muslims, like Mohammedan law. And appeals from the provincial court are taken to the um, Governor General in Council and not to the Supreme Court. Okay, and It empowered the Governor General in Council to frame. He framed the regulations for the provincial court and the councils. And coming to the next, you can pause the video and first you can study the content and you can listen, okay? And coming to the next point, Pitt's India Act of 1784. It was introduced by the Pitts. Okay, here you can see who introduced. It was introduced by the William Pitt by the British Parliament when he was the Prime Minister. Okay, coming to the point. Mm, this act separated commercial, which means the trade, and the political, which means the governance of East India Company. And the court of directors managed the commercial affairs, and the board of control managed the political affairs. Thus, it created a double government. Okay, you can see this. It established a system of double government, and then the Board of Control supervised and directed all civil and military administration in India. British territories were officially called as British possessions in India. For the first time, called as the British possessions in India. Okay, and the second, the British government was given the supreme control over companies' affairs and its administration in India. That was I have explained. And coming to the next point, Act of 1786. In this, you can before that you can see the first Governor General of Bengal, the Warren Hastings, and here comes the second Governor General of Bengal, Lord Cornwallis, in 1786. He was appointed as a Governor General of Bengal. He placed two demands when he came to the post. Okay, he demanded to accept the government that they should accept this demands. The first point is power to override his council's decision, and the second is to be a commander in chief of the army. So he was to be the commander in chief of the army. Act of 1786 was approved both the demands, and the Lord Cornwallis became the Governor General of Bengal. Okay, and coming to the next, Charter Act of 1793. It extended the trade monopoly of the East India Company. There is not much point in this 1793, so I'm telling only the important points. It extended the trade monopoly for East India Company for the period of 20 years. Okay, you can note this point, and not much. If you want, you can read the whole para by pausing the video. And next is Charter Act of 1813. Coming to this topic, this ended the trade monopoly, that is, any British trader could do business in India, which means any British trader could do business in India, and promoted Western education. That is, it allowed Christian missionaries, okay, to come to India for the purpose of enlightening the people, and it all came to spread the education and the Christianity, and it was allowed the local government in India, okay, to collect the tax and punish the people who didn't pay the taxes. Coming to the next topic, Charter Act of 1833, and this was a final step towards the centralization in British India. The first step is 1773. Okay, the final step is 1833. Okay, and then the Governor General of Bengal was changed to the Governor General of India. Okay, and the first Governor General of India was, you can see here, the first Governor General of India is Lord William Bentinck. Okay, and next, only Governor General of India could make laws for all of the India. He is responsible to make the laws for whole of the India, and laws made before this act are called as regulations, and after this the laws made under this act were called as the acts, only the acts. And it ended the activities of East India Company as a commercial body and became purely an administrative body. Okay, commercial body and became purely an administrative body. And after the 1833, India was legally declared as belonging to British Crown. Okay, you can see in this para. And in trust for His Majesty, his heirs, and successors. And in Charter Act of 1833, it was attempted, not implemented, attempted open competition for selection of civil servants. Like the UPSC exams, in that time, it was attempted to open competition for the civil servants, and Indians should not participate. But the Court of Directors opposed it, so it was on the hold. And coming to the next Charter Act of 1853, this was the last of the series of Charter Act. Okay, this was the last topic in the company rule. Okay, the last series of the Charter Act, it was the 1853. This was passed by the British Parliament between 1793 and 1853. In that, this was last, they are saying. And coming to the main point, this separated legislative, which means the law making, and executive, which means the administration powers of Governor General's Council, and created legislative councils with 6 new members known as the Indian Central Legislative Council, and functioned as the mini parliament, adopting the procedures of the British Parliament. This was the first time the legislation was treated as the you can stop the pause the video and you can first read the content and you can listen. This introduced the open competition system for the selection and recruitment of civil servants. Okay, in last act you can see it was attempted in 1833. In Charter Act 1853, it was introduced open competition system of selection and recruitment of civil servants, the covenanted civil service. Okay, the covenanted civil service was opened by the Macaulay Committee 1854, that was formed to design this system. The Macaulay Committee, okay, that was formed in 1854, and extended the East India Company's rule with no limit time, which may be the temporary or uncertain. For the first time, the local representation in India has the Indian Legislative Council, and 6 out of 4 were nominated by Madras, Bombay, Bengal, and Agra. Okay, the 6 new legislative members of the Governor General's Council, 4 members were appointed by the local provincial government and Madras, Bombay, Bengal, and Agra. And this was the last topic in the company's rule. Next, the topic crown rule was started. We can see this in next video. If any doubts or clarities you need, you can comment in the end of the video. If any improvements needed, you can also comment on the video.